Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode 3 of the Entertainment Annotated podcast. This is going to be a quick one. Usually they've been going for like an hour or so, but I think, just because I'm flying solo today, but also just due to the topics, we'll probably keep this one under 30 minutes, I would assume. But on this episode, we'll go over the announcement of a potential new James Bond actor, new film delays for blockbusters worldwide, Tenet potentially threatening the status of theaters, which is also leading to our fourth and final segment, which is a scary update for movie theater chains everywhere, such as Regal and AMC and Cinemark. So if you're listening on YouTube, the first 3 segments are uploaded at 4, 6, and 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Wednesday. And if you're just interested in hearing the entire audio plus a bonus fourth segment, follow the podcast on Spotify or SoundCloud respectively. Links will be in the description, but also search Entertainment Annotated on either Spotify or SoundCloud. Those versions go up noon same day, which in this case is Wednesday. But getting into topic number 2 here, so there are new film delays, unfortunately, for Dune, Jurassic World, Dominion, The Batman, and more. Originally, topic number 2 was going to be talking about Spotify and their announcement of entering the film and TV production game. But I figured you guys probably want to talk more about this than that, since this news with all these delays came out literally the day before I'm recording. Now, Jurassic World Dominion delayed their release to 2022, June 10th, 2022 to be exact, a year later from the originally planned studio release for summer 2021. Now, while announcing the release date change on Twitter, the director Colin Trevorrow also shared a new teaser, which is pretty cool, a poster, which is basically an exact callback to the original poster for the 1993 film that starred us all, Jurassic Park. Now, Colin Trevorrow also says with his tweet, "For the past 3 months, I've worked with an extraordinary cast and crew on a film we can't wait to share with the world. Even though we'll have to wait a bit longer, it will be all worth it. Let's stay healthy and take care of each other until then." And then, from there, it has the really cool dinosaur design with, the Jurassic franchise logo encased in like an amber kind of circle, so to speak. So, it's pretty exciting that we are getting this movie, and I hope they do what they need to do. You know what I mean? I think I'm a big sports fan personally, and recently around the NFL, a few players have been getting positive tests here and there. And I just think, we got to be smart about this. It's not something that can cripple us if we're smart about it. But if we're dumb about it and we don't take it seriously, you can't see it, you know what I mean? So I'd rather be safe than sorry. And I'd rather see these producers and actors and directors be safe than sorry too, just because, entertainment is great, but I don't think entertainment is worth potentially your life or a loved one's life. Because even if, let's say, Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard, they don't get sick. What if they have their grandparents or their parents live with them and they get sick? And, it can just be a really devastating snowball effect from there. So I just hope everyone stays safe as much as possible and just does the smart thing. Now, in the first topic, we talked about James Bond and No Time to Die. It's kind of entering New Mutants territory, in my opinion, where at a certain point, it'll never be on demand. Let me get that out there. I don't ever think they will release the final James Bond film of Daniel Craig's career on video on demand. I think they'll wait, even if it's 5 years, for a theatrical release. But they have released the film, unfortunately, again. Now it is expected to hit theaters April 2nd, 2021, which is another year after initially planned. Right now, Fast and Furious, which was pushed back dramatically initially to May 28th, 2021, they're not looking so dumb anymore. They're not looking so extreme anymore. They're looking pretty smart. So I definitely think No Time to Die. You don't really have to say anything, right? Like MGM, Universal, the James Bond producers, they announced that the 25th film, the James Bond series, No Time to Die, will be delayed in order to be seen by a worldwide theatrical audience. We understand the delay will be disappointing to our fans, but we need to look forward to sharing No Time to Die next year, or we now look forward to sharing. So they don't need to explain anything, in my opinion. So many movies have been delayed at this point. You really don't owe anything as an explanation. If someone needs an explanation for why films are still being delayed, then they need to go outside and watch some news. But another film that is still delayed for the most part I mean, it's not delayed yet, but I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman 1984, which is currently set for Christmas weekend, that will likely be delayed. And the reason I'm saying that is because Warner Brothers is slowly but surely starting to delay further movies that are on a schedule, like, for example, Dune. So Dune is a movie that a lot of people are excited for, judging by the trailer views. And originally it was supposed to come out December 18th of this year, 2020. And now it got delayed an entire year almost to October 1st, 2021, which, I mean, that's huge. Obviously, I mean, that's a pretty big pushback. The movie was expected to help the studio basically prepare for Wonder Woman 1984. And I think in any other circumstance, Dune would have still been released, or it would have been like mid-November, they last minute, delayed the release. But the thing with Dune now, with not Wonder Woman, but with Warner Bros., is that they wanted to be legitimately its next franchise, like its new Star Wars, Harry Potter, that kind of franchise. And they've already invested in doing like HBO Max spinoff for Dune and all these other things. So, they can't risk Dune not getting off to the best start possible, especially since they've already committed to a Dune trilogy. So you can't risk the situation where, you release this Dune and it doesn't do great because of the pandemic, and then you're still already on the hook contractually with the directors and producers to do 2 more films plus spin-offs. I mean, it's too much of a financial investment to not get the best box office return possible. So I understand why Dune got pushed back, but it is unfortunate. It's really painful to see all this as a movie fan, just because it could have all been prevented, but, coulda, woulda, shoulda, as they say. Now, The Batman, which was the movie farthest out in the first place, also got delayed. It's no longer going to be coming out even in 2021. Instead, it will be releasing March 4th, 2022, which is not a year delay, but it feels like a year delay from its original spot of October 1st, 2021. Alongside of that, Matrix 4, the upcoming sequel, got moved up from April 1st, 2022 to December 22nd, 2021. So they must be feeling good to be on track about that movie, to do it as well. And unfortunately, the hits just keep coming. The Black Adam movie, which was supposed to come out December 22nd, 2021, now has no release date. The video game adaptation for Minecraft, or I guess movie adaptation of the video game Minecraft, which was supposed to come out in March 3rd, 2022. Also no official release date now. And basically every DC movie like The Flash, Shazam 2, they all got moved back as well. So it's just delays galore, honestly, in this time period we are in, unfortunately. And yeah, I mean, it's sad to see this as a movie fan, like I said earlier. My thoughts on the whole delay thing is do what you got to do. But at a certain point, we do need to understand that you got to keep the demand up. And even if you're not going to get like Mulan, right? At a certain point, you got to release it on demand. Not every movie should be on demand. Like Jurassic World Dominion, I definitely think that should be a movie in Dune as well, right? Dune, Jurassic World Dominion, those types of blockbusters are something that legitimately I think should be on the big screen. But I think in any other situation, if this wasn't Daniel Craig's final James Bond film, I would maybe advocate a bit to have that movie go on demand. I mean, on HBO Max or whatever the appropriate streamer is for the, the film studio, I would do it just because, it's not a perfect situation, but there's really nothing else coming out right now. So if your movie is good, especially a flagship kind of brand like James Bond 007, you probably could be the one movie that really hits it out of the park in terms of video on demand with the right strategy. And if you want to, then after the fact, maybe just do a special release in theaters, like a director's cut release that has extra scenes or something like that, but to entice people to go to the theaters to see it again. But I mean, I just think at a certain point, you got to rip the Band-Aid off, because I don't really know how interested people are going to be when they have such a long gap between at least, the James Bond franchise. I mean, right now, right? I'm going to go look up, I wish I had this up already, so apologies, but I'm going to look up the Daniel Craig James Bond films because they already have a decent gap between their individual releases. So we look at Daniel Craig, right? His first movie was 2006, second 2008, third 2012, the fourth one 2015. Now, No Time to Die, originally it was supposed to be 2020, right? That's a 5-year gap. And now you're adding another year or two potentially on it, maybe 2022. That's 7 years between Spectre and No Time to Die. I mean, just at a certain point, if you're going to keep that fan demand up, I just think you might need to be a little innovative here and bite the bullet. And that's why I said, on my end, I don't have the perfect answers, but my initial suggestion at least would be release a theatrical cut on some sort of on-demand platform that people have to pay for, like the whole Mulan model, right? Like $30, $40, whatever it's going to be. Justify it as however you can, and maybe do a thing where it's like, if you buy it on demand, you get a coupon watching it in theaters later when it comes out. And then when it comes out in theaters, just do something where it's like the director's cut or an extended cut with no deleted scenes. And even if it's like 3-4 hours long, I'm sure people will still come to see it because you'll hype it up as the final unadulterated appearance of Daniel Craig as James Bond. So that's just my opinion on that. But I really don't have a similar stance for Dune or Jurassic World Dominion or The Batman, just because those movies you definitely need to see on the big screen just because of the visual effects and how much better the films look visual effects wise in theaters on those 4K or whatever K screens they have versus maybe your 1080p 40-inch TV monitor, so to speak. But yeah, that's kind of just my view on that. Topic number 2. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this episode. I cut it down from 4 to 3 segments midway, so I hope you guys are okay with that. But leave your comments down below about this topic and the other topics. Again, thanks for listening to episode 3 of the Entertainment Annotated podcast. The episode will go up at 4, 6, and 8 p.m. respective Eastern time every Wednesday for the first 3 video segments. But if you want to hear the entire audio version, just check it out on Spotify and SoundCloud. Links will be in the description of the video segments, and also publish on noon Eastern time same day, just for future reference. But thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys later.